Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series at Loudon, New Hampshire, the 1.05 mile track. The team EJP 175, 185.15 miles, 175 laps, 3 stages, 55, 55, and 65. This will make the 22nd Truck Series race at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, 1996 through 2011, 2014 through 2017, and then last year, 2025. 11 straight races at New Hampshire from the Truck Series. Either the front row, first qualifier, second qualifier, have won 11 straight races. 9 of the 21 races have been won from the pole. 14 of the 21 races have been won from the front row. And all but 4 have been won from the top 5. Ironically, those 4 that were not won from the top 5 were the first 4 races at Loudon. Now, if we look at qualifying from yesterday, we have on the front row 2 top dogs of 2026, Lane Riggs and Caden Honeycutt. Followed by Giro, Connor Zillage, Tristan McGee, Daniel Hemrick, Gavin Boschel, Grant Enfinger, Jake Garcia, and Ben Rhodes is the top 10. Now, if you look outside the top 10, there's only one driver, in my opinion, that has a shot at winning this, and it just happens to be the teammate of the pole setter, and that would be Chandler Smith. Now, if we look at Loudon history, the lowest anyone has ever qualified to win a truck race at Loudon, New Hampshire, let's pull this up here, was 26, the second race, 1997, Jay Sauter. Dennis Setzer started 10th in 1999. Since then, no one has started worse than 5th. Now, like I said, Chandler, in my opinion, has a shot. He is starting 12th. So if he could pull it off, he would be the second lowest qualifier ever to win a truck race at Loudon, which is just mind-boggling to me. All right, we do have a couple of driver changes today before today's race. The number 27 of Dawson Sutton failed to qualify. We know that Rackley War had the 26th, which is in on points, with the Raising Cane sponsorship for Tony Breitinger. They are doing a driver swap. Dawson Sutton will take over that 26th ride since he's running full-time this year. And the 33 of Frankie Muniz. He was shotgun on the field, so he is actually stepping away to put his teammate Luke Baldwin in the truck this week to give Luke some experience. I know a lot of people online were complaining about that, Luke's just going to crash. Here's the thing, folks. When it comes to drivers like Luke Baldwin, Tony Breitinger, they need experience. So putting Luke in the truck for Frankie makes a lot of sense. Tony Breitinger stepping away, even though she brings sponsorship for Dawson Sutton, since he is running for points. He's 17 in points, I believe, which also makes a lot of sense. So I'm fine with these 2 changes. We know the Ram trucks didn't qualify all that well. They are, 24th, 25th, 26th, 30th, and 33rd on the starting grid. I do plan on, before the next race, is doing a little video about their year and my thoughts on how Ram and Colleague Racing is done in the Truck Series here in 2026. That'll be coming before the chase starts for the Truck Series. All right, so Connor Zillage starting 4th in the number 71 for Spire. Spire's next Connor Zillage, I guess you would call him, Tristan McGee, is starting 5th in the number 77, and I say that because Tristan McGee, if you've heard Michael McDowell talk lately, because obviously all the silly seasons talk about who's going to be in the 71 next year and stuff, and Michael McDowell had said that he is in the 71. He'll retire when Tristan McGee is ready to take over that ride. So it looks like he's kind of the heir apparent there with Carson and whomever's in the 7 right now. Dino Suarez, obviously with a win this year. So it's going to be neat to kind of watch Tristan McGee as he runs through the ARCA Series. 16-year-old. He can only make certain starts in the Truck Series this year and next year. I do definitely want to see him at least a couple full seasons in trucks before going to the Cup Series. I think we are at an era in this sport where the O'Reilly Series is not as close to the Cup Series as it once was. So running a few O'Reilly races, maybe a full season in trucks, will help get Tristan more acclimated to the Cup car. I think having Connor Zilic in the Truck Series is going to help him as well. We know he's moving on next year, or 2028, to Hendrick Motorsports. Starting 7th for Tricon Garage is Gavin Boschel. 17th for Hallmark Friesen second truck, that number 62 is Christopher Bell. And for the first time ever, 3 Hallmark Friesen trucks. The 52 with Stuart Friesen, the 62 with Christopher Bell, and the 72 with Mike Christopher Jr. I love the number thing. Every 10 and the 2, I love it. Starting 23rd in the number 5 for Tricon Garage is John Hunter Nemechek. Now, we've only had the one race at Loudon in the last few years. So typically most of the stats I use don't go past 2022 at this point, especially in the Cup Series because of the Gen 7. And so we're not using any of the stats from back in the day. We're going to kind of keep it more relevant to current tracks that are similar to New Hampshire. So we're going to start with New Hampshire last year. Average running position, Corey Heim, 2.56. Chandler Smith, 4.44. Gio Ruggiero, 6.10. Lane Riggs, 6.40. Corey LaJoie, 8.45. Ty Majeski, 8.47. Caden Honeycutt, 8.51. Remember, Caden Honeycutt last year drove that 52 for Stuart Friesen. And then Roger Cruz, 9.81. Corey Heim won last year, followed by Chandler Smith, Lane Riggs. See, both those front runners were trucks. Gio Ruggiero, Ty Majeski, Grant Enfinger, Caden Honeycutt, and Corey LaJoie. Now, if you look at Richmond, IRP, and North Wilkesboro, shorter flat tracks, similar in just that kind of banking wise as New Hampshire is. So we're going to look at the last races on those 3 tracks, the last 15 races, so the last 3 seasons. Ty Majeski average finish 5.26 and 3 wins. Lane Riggs 5.5 and 2 wins. Chandler Smith 5.87 and 3 wins. Green Enfinger 7.92 and a win. Christian Eckes 10.33. Gio Ruggiero 11.0. Keaton Honeycutt 11.44 and a win. Tyler Ankrum 12.35. Now, if we look at just this year, just the 3 races this year, IRP, Richmond, New Hampshire, and North Wilkesboro. Chandler Smith 4.0 average finish with a win. Lane Riggs 6.0 and a win. Caden Honeycutt 6.3 and a win. To me, those are your top 3 for the championship here in 2026. Gio Ruggiero 9.33, Ty Majeski 10.66, Christian Eckes 13.3, Jake Garcia 13.3, and Tyler Ankrum 13.6. And this is the cutoff race for the 2026 chase. Once this race is over, we'll know the 10 drivers who will make the chase for this year. Now, we're going to start at the bottom and work our way back up. So right now, 16th in points, 70 points out. Unless everyone has issues, has no chance of making the playoffs, that's going to be Justin Haley, one of the Ram trucks. 15th in points is Tanner Gray, minus 59. Again, I think he's technically eliminated. I think everyone would have to have trouble. He'd have to dominate and get all the points in order for this even to have a chance to make it. Because, was it 76 points is the most that you can earn, 55 for the win, 1 point for the fastest lap, and then 10 points for each stage win. Now, I want to speak on Taylor Gray for a second. For years now, we've had Haley Deegan, Tony Breitinger in this sport, and a lot of folks go, well, they aren't running as good as their teammates. You know, when Haley drove for wow. She was teammate with Ben Rhodes. I can't think of the team name now. When she was teammates with Ben Rhodes and Ty Majeski and Matt Crafton, and she wasn't running. She didn't, when Ben Rhodes won his championship, she wasn't running near as good as he was, and everyone just crapped out. Matter of fact, ran her out of the sport. Tony Breitinger, when she drove for Tricon, she wasn't driving to the level of Caden Honeycutt, and so we drove her out of the sport. But yet, here Tanner Gray is. His 7th season in the sport. He's currently 15th in points. He has never finished above 13th. His teammate, that was Corey Heim last year, won half the races, won the championship. His teammate this year is 2nd in points with 2 wins. No one is saying a single word about this. No one is bringing this up. No one is even, we hear all this stuff about, well, Ram should have came back with other teams, and Kaulig shouldn't be in the Truck Series, and they have 0 speed, and they can't do anything. They shouldn't be there. And yet, we have a Kaulig truck sitting 13th in points, and Taylor Gray is 15th. Arguably with the best team in the Truck Series, Tricon Garage. And yet, no one is saying a word about it. I get the whole female thing, because, we don't want females in racing, so we're going to complain about them, run them out of the sport, and let this guy just run 15th and not say a word. But, that's just my opinion there. Andres Perez, 14th in points, minus 49. Brendan Queen, the top running Ram, minus 47, 13th in points. Again, 2 positions better than a guy who's been in the series for 7 seasons, who's never won, who his teammate won half the races last year, and his teammate this year is running 2nd in points. His other teammate is currently 5th in points. But, hey, we're not going to talk about that, because it's not the cool story to talk about. Jake Garcia, 12th in points, minus 21. Stuart Friesen, minus 20. Hopefully Stuart can make the playoffs, but 20 points is a big deficit to make up in one race. Tyler Ankrum is plus 20 and 10th. Daniel Hamrick, plus 35. Ben Rhodes, plus 53. I think he'll clinch by the 2nd stage. And then Grant Enfinger's plus 65. So after stage 1, Grant Enfinger will clinch a spot in the chase. The 6 drivers currently that have locked into the chase, we have Ty Majeski, Gio Ruggiero, Christian Eckes. Now, there could be some movement between those 3. Eckes is minus 212. Gio Ruggiero is minus 234, but I'm pretty sure they're going to kind of stay where they're at. Chandler Smith is currently 3rd in points, minus 150 with 2 wins. So I don't see him changing at all. He'll probably start the chase 3rd in points. Same way with Caden Honeycutt. He's minus 61 with those 2 wins. So he should finish 2nd in the chase. And then Lane Riggs, currently 5th in point, or 5 wins, leading the points by 61. He should be the number 1 seed going into the chase. Now the Truck Series is going to be off for like 3 weeks after this race. So let me pull that back up here, and we'll see for sure when the next race is. I think Bristol starts the chase for them. Yes, Bristol on September 17th. And then they go Bristol, Kansas, Charlotte. It's on the oval this year. And then Phoenix, Talladega, Martinsville, and then wrap it up at Homestead. Honestly, I think there is a chance that this could be the only actual battle at Homestead for a championship. I think the O'Reilly Series and the Cup Series can be wrapped up by then. I think that this one will be one of those. You think about it, Caden's minus 61. If Lane can go into Homestead with 61-point lead, basically he's just got to finish like 20th to win the championship. After stage 1, it's over. So I think we could have a non-really competitive championship run this year. Just my opinion. It may not happen, but I actually predict it will. Somebody will win it before the last race in one of the 3 series this year. Now, I know there's been some talk about how the chase is going to work because we're so used to the playoffs the last few years. So when it comes to the playoffs, there will be a reset. Let's see if I can find the points for that reset here. is it not coming up? I'm going to go to the cup side and look and see if I can pull it up. It's going to tell you what the actual points are going to be. Because it's not like the old days where they just added the you just had base points. This year's chase, there's actually a here it is. All right, so whoever the number 1 seed is, Lane Riggs, will have 2,100 points, and then second place will be minus 25, and then it's minus 25, so 2075, and then minus 10 the third, and then it's 5 points on down to 10th. So 10th place will start with 2,030 points, so they'll be 70 points out of the lead when the chase starts. Right now, 10th place is about 400 points out. So, yeah, they're going to gain a bunch. It's not a complete reset, but it's a big reset. But I can actually see that making where Lane Riggs, as hot as they've been lately, they can get there. And 7 races might be a stretch, but the other one, Cup and O'Reilly's 9 races. But if you look at a stretch here, a few races ago, Lane went 3rd, 1st, 4th, 1st. So we can definitely get on a run in 7 races, and someone can possibly win this. If you look at the last 7 races for Lane Riggs, I mean, he's had 2 finishes outside the top 3, top 4. Last week at 15th at Richmond, he was 1st, 2nd, 23rd at Lime Rock, 1st, 4th, 1st, 3rd. So, yeah. All right. So, as we get ready for the chase, we'll have a chase preview coming up before we get to Bristol. The 4 picks to win the Loudon Team EJP 175 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race will be Caden Honeycutt, Lane Riggs, Taylor Smith, and Connor Zillage. I could see him getting his first career truck win here. So, Caden Honeycutt, Lane Riggs, Taylor Smith, Connor Zillage are the 4 picks. As always, thanks for watching Rubber Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports sound content.